Happy 2023. Welcome to another Ancient Interview. Powerful conversation, team fire. I'm Leo, and I'm joined today by Ant Bryan, now a power athlete, fitness coach, and a motivational speaker, and suffered a brain tumor at the age of 6, causing him to have a stroke and lose the use of his left side. He's now turned others how he went from hospital bed to winning 3 gold medals at the World Games in the 800 and 1500 meters. His aim in life is to inspire others to do the same through his jokes and gentlemen. Welcome, Ant. So I love to know how you got into competing.
Hi there. Thanks for having me on your show. So, how I got into competing, I was always very sporty as a child, always running around, always playing football. Then when I had my brain tumor, I was very lethargic, having headaches all the time. And after my brain tumor was removed, I lost the use of my left side. Doctors always said to my parents, Anthony won't be able to do this, Anthony won't be able to do that. He's not going to be very active again. It was all kind of very negative. And I had to literally, because I lost the use of my left side, I literally had to relearn how to live life with one arm and one leg. But sport was my passion. Like, always loved football. Football was my thing. Supported Tottenham and just loved football. But when I went back to school, I couldn't really keep up as much as I used to be able to. And that really kind of got me down. I lost all my self-confidence. And in school, I was told, you can't play football because you need to run and be able to kick and play football. If you're going goal, you need to be able to use 2 hands to play football. So I always kind of stayed away from sport until I was 16. And I found out that Tottenham Hotspur have started a disability football team. So I went along to one of their training sessions. And for once in my life, I was encouraged to do things. I wasn't told, you can't do this, you can't do that. I was told, go out there, do your best, do this, do that. And this kind of brought my confidence up. I was playing with other players with disability as well. So I was learning, because I've never been around other people with disabilities. I was learning that actually I could do things. And what they taught me was focus on not what you can't do, focus on what you can do. So what I could do was, I had an extremely strong right side because I could only use one side of my body. So my right side was super strong. So whenever I struck a ball, it was a super powerful shot. So I kind of honed in on that, and I became top goal scorer for the Tottenham team. And we won the league. We won countless trophies that year. And this was amazing. Then one of the coaches said to me, you're pretty quick, you know. Have you ever thought about going to the Paralympics? You'd be amazing at the Paralympics. And I was only, 16 then, and I'd never heard of the Paralympics. So I was just like, what's the Paralympics? What's that? And he said, the Paralympics is like the Olympics for people with disabilities. So you'd be doing the same as the Olympians, but you'd be doing it with disability. And my answer straight away to that was, no way, I definitely don't want to do that. Why would I want to do a sport that shows off my disability? No way. I was trying to hide it as it was. I was always wearing long jumpers, just hide my arm, or just pretend I wasn't disabled. But he said, let me talk to your parents. You'd really be good at this. So he spoke to my parents. My parents got me into a running club. And I went to my first ever athletic disability competition. And this actually opened up my eyes to see other athletes with disability going out there and doing the best they could do, throwing themselves into it. And no one was looking at each other funny or thinking of what they're doing. Everyone was supporting each other, and they were really going out there to do the best they possibly could. And this inspired me. And I actually ended up winning 100 meters gold and 200 meters gold. I was like, this is amazing. I want to do more of this. So we found a running coach. I did some more training. I started doing more competitions. And I started to realize, actually, I am pretty quick. I am pretty strong. I can do this. And in 2012, I got selected to represent, well, GB in the Paralympic trials at the Olympic Stadium. Now, in the Olympic, for the trials, the top 3 get selected to get to the Paralympics. Now, I unfortunately finished just outside of that, but this inspired me to want to get there, to do it even more and get there next time. So after that, I went to my coach. I was like, I want to do more training. I want to get there next time. I want to make sure I get there. So she said, okay, so maybe we'll try a longer distance, because it's on the shorter distance, it's hard for you to build up the speed to keep up really fast. So she said, let's try the 800 meters and the 1500 meters. And I was like, my first reaction was, 1500 meters? I can't do that. That sounds like a million miles. I'm just about struggling with 200 meters. But she said to me, how do you know you can't do it if you've never tried? Give it a go. And if you still hate it, then you can go back to doing sprinting. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. And in my first training session, I remember I was doing like 400 meters, 10 reps of 400 meters. And I just remember even the 6 and 7-year-old girls were going past me. I was like, this is so embarrassing. I was at the back of the group, really struggling to get to the finish line. And I didn't enjoy it, because I thought it was embarrassing coming last against the younger girls. I was like, oh, this is embarrassing. My coach went to me, so how did it go? I was like, it was embarrassing, didn't really enjoy it. She goes, yeah, but you can't expect to go in there to be the best if you haven't even done the work. She said, give it a month. And if you still hate it after a month, then you can go back to doing sprinting. So I gave it a month, and she was right. After a month, I got fitter, I got stronger. I started going from the back of the group to the mid of the group. And my fitness was improving. I actually realized, I can do this. I then started winning medals in this distance, and I got selected to represent England in the World Games, where I won 2 gold medals in the 800 meter and the 1500 meter. So I went from being not very confident, very shy and self-conscious, to then winning gold for England in the World Games. I was like, this is amazing. And my confidence really shot up. I wasn't worried about how I looked. I was kind of more confident in myself. This is what inspired me to kind of compete in more. I was just finding out what I was truly capable of. And I started to realize I was always told what I couldn't do. It was all negative. But then I realized, actually, I can do. And I started noticing that for myself. So that's kind of what kind of inspired me and drove me to kind of get into athletics and competitions.
Wow, what again? And like you said, like, is it when we begin to tell what we can do instead of what we can't do, where we really find our drive, when sort of opportunity open up to us, and we find what we can actually achieve. My next question, you kind of answered it already, but maybe you might want to elaborate. What inspires you?
What inspires me? So what inspires me is pushing myself and finding out what I can do, achieving things and thinking, wow, I never thought I could do that. I never thought I could run 1500 meters. I never thought I could run 800 meters. I was always told he won't be very active. So by finding out that I can do that, inspires me. I'm like, wow, yes, I can. And kind of doing more of that and winning competitions, then people start recognizing, wow, you're amazing on what you do. That inspires me even more. And what I really realized is, because when I started going to the gym, I started lifting heavy weights, and people were like, oh my God, you're seriously strong. I was like, well, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So then I kind of realized that I could use my experiences and kind of from learning what I can do to inspire others to do it as well. So I did a personal trainer course so I could personal train others. So I started training others with disabilities. I was like, you can do this, because in the fitness industry, there isn't many people with disabilities going out there and going to other people with disabilities saying, come on, you can do this, you can do that. It kind of, everyone with disability is kind of seen as what they can't do. Whereas I'm going out there, I'm like, look, you might be able to do this, but you can do this. So I'm trying to inspire others. And by them finding out, wow, I can do it, that inspires me as well. And I actually started teaching exercise classes for able-bodied people. And I'm like, look, if I can do it, then you guys can do it. And I started pushing them more and more and more. And they're starting to realize, wow, actually, I can do that. And that inspires me. When they achieve, that inspires me as well. So I've been using my kind of achievements and success to help inspire others. And when they get achievements and success, that inspires me as well.
Yeah, I think there's nothing more powerful than seeing someone actually do something. When you say that, you also train able-bodied people. I get imagine, really naked people think, well, I can do this, I can watch him, he can do it, but way better, and that means I can do it too. So yeah, that's so powerful. So my next question is, what difference would you like to see or make in the world?
I would like to see people kind of not living in their comfort zone and really pushing themselves to see what they could really achieve. That kind of, I love seeing that. What people love seeing is people who don't give up, who go out there and give everything. So it's like that saying, God loves a trier. People love to see people who are going out there and trying their best. But a lot of people say to themselves, like me included, we think negatively. We think, oh, I can't do that, I can't do this, I can't do that. And then we don't do it. We just live in our comfort zone. When really, if we gave it a try, we'd find out, wow, look what I can do. And then you push yourself a bit more. You find out what your potential is. Instead of staying here in your comfort zone, you grow and you grow and you grow. And that's what I've been doing on my social media. I've been showing kind of videos of me either running, me in the gym, showing what I can do and saying to others, look, if I can do it one arm and one leg, you can too. You just got to go out there and push yourself and see what you can really do. What I'd also love to see is, instead of people looking at people with disabilities and looking at what they can't do, look at people and see what they can do. Just kind of look past that kind of disability and see, wow, see them for them, see what they can do, because everyone can achieve something. Everyone's not going to be great at everything, but there are things that you will be absolutely amazing at, every single person. I've recently started doing motivational talks at schools, and it's been amazing to just inspire children. And I never thought they would relate to my story, but after doing a few talks now, kind of the children absolutely kind of listened to every single word that I said and kind of really were really inspired from it. And for them being inspired from that, they inspired me in return. So to kind of, everyone has a story. So what's your story going to be? Are you going to sit in your comfort zone and do the bare minimum, or are you going to grow your story to be the biggest story you can? Because the bigger your story, the more people will be inspired from you. So go out there and build the biggest life story you can, try everything you can do, and go out there to achieve. And then you can use your experiences to inspire others.
Yeah, well, I love that. Build your joy, make it as big as you can, and also go outside your comfort zone. I think if we all step outside of our comfort zone more, we would achieve, well, loads, wouldn't we?
Definitely.
So, well, so thank you so much for joining us. And where and how can people connect with you?
So thanks for having me. So if people wanted to connect with me or see what I do, I have an Instagram page where I post lots of exercise videos, training that I do, or talks that I do in schools or around. So that is called Ant Bryan Fitness. So it's my name, Ant Bryan Fitness. Or I have a YouTube channel, which is also called Ant Bryan Fitness, where I have interviews on there that I've done, or I do more workout videos and things like that. So it's Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok as well, which is also Ant Bryan Fitness. If you ever want to kind of connect, add me or follow me on there, or just send me a message. It'd be good to get to know you.
Right, and I will share all your links to your social media with this interview.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So thanks again, and thanks everybody who watched this, and it's this interview. We'll be back with another powerful conversation. Bye for now.
See ya. Bye.